Okay, right now we are going to make some tweaks to the previous Spirograph program. The previous one, which again, just excellent work, and the hard math has already been done by the author Mahesh Venkatachalam. Well, I want to do a few things differently. Uh, One of the key things is the number of spirographs and that they are random. To me, isn't quite as beautiful as it could be. So by easily looking at the code, there are a number of things that we can do to make things better. First, we'll come back to just explain what all this stuff is. In Python, you can import different types of capacities. That can be both natively from Python or for some modules. In another video, I'll show you how to get the necessary modules you'll need, including the Python image library, PIL, and Turtle, which is the key graphics program that we're using. Looking at the code, we see the class that draws a spirograph. The class is Spiro. Def init, this is for basically each one of the turtles drawing a spirograph. We see self, xc, yc, call, r, and l. Anybody that does things in sort of parametric and math, we see r, and l. These are the mathematical uses, radius, length, so forth. Col, color. XC, YC. So that's X and Y pretty easily identifiable. Those are going to be the coordinates. C is going to be the center of the spirographs, not the center of the overall window. First thing we're going to do is try to find a way to change the code on XC and YC so that when those variables get passed back into the constructor, we can easily change them. It's not here in the set params. It's not in the drawing, not in here either. It's probably going to be in the random generator, and here it is. Gen random params. I've gone ahead and made the change that I want. Instead of the code that was here in the initial code, which xc random.randint is using the random module to decide basically between these two numbers, choose a random number. Where you can go be a lot simpler. If you want to change something in code, but maybe you come back to it, it's pretty easy just to comment it out. So I've now set 0 and 0. This will be at the center of the screen. If you want to move it to the right, you want to move it to the left, experiment with the XC and the YC. There are a lot of other little things that you could do with the program. You could hit S to save, space to restart, or T to toggle the turtles. There are many different ways you could possibly put that in so it's more evident to the user. I'm going to put it in the title of the program. And I've changed that name from what was originally just turtle.title spirographs, exclamation mark. I've added this code so people know what they're doing there. There are a couple other things we could possibly tweak. See turtle.setup, this is set to 80% screen width, 0.8, 80% of the width of the screen. That's fine. We can leave that as is. This is where I learned that I can save the drawing with an S, space, and T. All that's pretty cool. But there's one other thing that I'm missing here. It was the Spiro animator. They had 4 initially. First we're going to experiment with what it looks like at 2. You can always change these things. You can make a little note that changed from the original 4 to try 2. Pretty easy to see what's happened there. You saw in my code it was 5 because I was experimenting earlier. Let's now run this code. And here we are. You can see 2 different turtles working very nicely. You can see in the upper left the title has changed. Spirographs. Hit the spacebar to restart, S to save. T to toggle the turtles. When I have just two spirographs going at once, the computer is fine. I have a pretty old PC. Looks like the little dude in the center is going a little slow. The processor has to draw the turtle each time. We can both make it faster on the computer, but also I think visually more appealing by hitting T and getting rid of the turtles. Sorry, dudes. You can still see that they're working. You can see it more evidently in the center, but you can also see it in the edge, which is hard for me to catch up on, but you get the point. Well, this is pretty cool. The random choice of colors, I got 2 blues. That's all fine. Let's try something new, though. And sometimes we have to hit it twice. The turtle on and off color is why you got some of those lines, and there's a little bit of a bug in the program. We don't need to worry about that too much. Well, this also looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And you can see the varying colors. I'm going to do something that's pretty nice. You can see it again. Another new color. And here we are. These angles are all defined in, again, the math that's in the book and in the open source code. All that looks pretty cool. But you know what? 2 is not enough. When you were a kid and you were doing the spirograph, doing 2 was great. It's kind of hard to do anything more beyond that because it's just mechanically, when you're making a spirograph, you do one little flub, the whole thing's ruined. Let's amp it up a little bit further. Although I have to say I do like the colors there, the red against the reddish brown. Looking back at the code, we have just 2 spiros going. Let's go nuts. 5 is going to make it a lot slower, but I'm all right with that. We're going to run the module again. And here we are. 5 spiros going nuts at the same time. And we can sit there and watch that for just a little bit. Looks pretty good. But again, there are those turtles. Let's get rid of them with the T. And they're not gone because I didn't open it on the window. T. Goodbye, turtles. Looking pretty good. I could zone out to this all day. But as is, I'm going to just demonstrate that we don't have to zone out to this all day. You can get a whole bunch of new configuration. Boy, it looks messy at first, but you can see the different angles that are being used. We're going to hit T again to get rid of those turtles. I don't know why that one disappeared and then reappeared. That's a pretty cool bug, actually. Here comes our spirograph. Now the turtles are gone. So with some pretty minor tweaks, we're able to do some pretty cool things and make this look immensely different. There's almost no way anybody would be able to create this by hand. The advantage of computer art. I'm going to let this video run for a little while. Maybe later reset it. Let you see another 5 Spiro drawing at a time video. Speed it up or go on to the next video when I create another one. And enjoy.